Morning, guys. So today's episode is going to be about how we can overcome this AI problem and how can we still have work during this AI era. And I'm going to name this episode Work for Yourself. So last night I had a thought, actually a memory that I had from my grandfather, who lived up to almost 90 years old. And I remember he was always saying this to me: whatever you do in life, try to work for yourself. And he was saying that from his perspective, because he was a farmer, and during the communism he was actually not feeling all the effects of the communism as much as the people that lived in the city and that were working for actually in the factories. So because he had his own farm, his animals, of course he had to give some of the animals to the state, but even so he had that feeling of freedom, that, you know, whatever you produce you can sell. And I think even he was blessed to have that kind of life. He was even selling the apples and whatever else he made to the farmers market, and he got the privilege to travel through the country and sell his products, and he made a living out of that. And I think he made even pretty good money for those times. So when he told me this, he said that just a few weeks before I went to college, he said, whatever you do, just try to work for yourself. And maybe he was thinking like, if I'll be back and I will continue his farming business, right? But at least from my end, I knew I wouldn't do that at that moment, because I really enjoyed what I wanted to do, programming and, you know, writing apps and so on. But what is very interesting, that was almost 13 or 14 years ago, and looks like time has passed, and something that I never thought it's going to come, you know. The fact that even us programmers, which were, you know, on demand for a long time, will have to worry about their jobs. And this thing, you know, brought me to the thought that my grandfather gave to me, and the fact that I need to search something to do for my own. And yeah, this is exactly what I'm trying to do right now. And besides the YouTube project, I also have an app that I'll be announcing at the right moment. There's something that I want you all involved in for spreading this, because it's a project that I love, and this is something I have it in my mind and in my heart for a long time already, but I didn't get the courage to start it. And here comes the funny part. the AI that supposed to take our jobs. At least for me, it actually helps me because it helped me write most of the code. So I was not actually I didn't have to learn every aspect of the framework or all kinds of things that were created after I found my new job, which is in a kind of a niche job, and because of that I kind of left behind my knowledge in programming. So yeah, ChatGPT actually helped me pick it up and just go with the flow, and it actually improved the time to write an app. So for example, if I don't know, 10 years ago it would take me sometimes even a few days to figure out a functionality and to make it work. Now it's not the case, so I don't know, it happens in matter of hours or minutes, not days. So where I wanted to go with this, it's that you see every one of us will be touched by this, and there's not much we can do except for the fact that we can try to use these tools and actually work for ourselves. And I think this can be applied in any domain. It's not only about IT, it's about everything. Like for example, if you're a farmer, I bet you can use ChatGPT to improve your farming methods. If you're if you're a mechanic, let's say, it can help you with the diagnosis of the car issues. It's like having somebody really smart by your side every time, and most of the time for free. I don't pay for that premium ChatGPT. I just use whatever they have. And yeah guys, I just encourage you to actually try to go independent as much as you can, because it looks like the world is changing at a very fast pace, so fast that even for us it's hard to to catch up with the technology. And I can even share something maybe from, okay, the train is coming. I can share something from my personal life. So what I found last week, and it's the first time it happened to me in the past 10 years and past 7 years with my client. It's the first time they reject a timesheet with on-call hours, which is like support time, and which is actual work. So it's like part of my invoice is getting refused because they didn't give a reason for that. It's it's just they're finding all kinds of reasons, like hiding actually for us. There's some process that went bad, or yeah, we'll keep you updated, and so on. And after that I found out, So I get paid every end of the first week after the month I work with them, and this is the second time they don't pay in these 7 years. First time it was a mistake because they sent the money to somebody else, but this time they didn't say anything. Even they didn't give me a heads up, or like, hey, something is missing or whatever, there's something wrong in the invoice. Nothing. So just to put this into perspective, when I got the job for them, that was 7 years ago almost. They reached to me, and first time I refused them because I didn't believe they will pay that much. The second time I wanted to give a shot, and I did. I didn't prepare for interview, I just went there. It was right after my first child, and we were outside with him. I just didn't get the time to prepare, and I went straight to the interview. It was an online interview, and I went through some code. I explained whatever was there. They had some questions about the framework, and after that, everything was great. I mean, I just got the call after that. They were so pleased with me, and they want me to start the company and work for them right now, which I did. And I took a leap into the unknown, because it was the first time when I'm creating a company and work as a contractor, and it was also for some company outside of my country. So I had to fly there and sign the papers and get the laptop and everything. And looking back, I can tell that there is a huge difference in those 7 years. So then I didn't have that much experience, and they were actually looking for me. And now I have 7 years of experience in this technology alone, and they are messing up with the payments. Such a long train. You see this cross here on my left, something really common in my country. So you get to see it on the roads. That's an Orthodox cross. Yeah, so like I was saying, this is something that it starts to happen, that it doesn't matter if you have experience or if you're good at what you do. Soon we're going to be replaced with somebody else or something else. In my case, it's not necessarily AI, because you need to be a bit smart to use the AI tool. It's more of a resources thing, so I would call this like an online immigration. And I want to be honest with you, even though I was in a position that I worked, for example, when I was in college, I worked for 3 months in the States, and I know what that means to be a foreigner and work somewhere else. But I think it's getting out of hand, and it's easier for them to replace us that live in, let's say, Europe, with people that come from other places, let's say India. And whatever your thoughts are about this, I will be 100% frank with you. I don't think this is normal, especially because the the pay rate, it's very different. There's a very big difference in the pay rate, and that makes it incorrect, right? So for example, if the company that you are working for is based in Europe, and then everything, you know, was built in Europe from the very beginning, like 1980 or name it, and suddenly they replace everybody that built that company and that lived in the same area with the company with somebody and some people from other country very far away from this company, and just because not because they are doing a better job, which I can agree with that. I mean, it's normal to try to find someone more competent in what they do, but when they do that with the idea that they're making economy, and you're getting treated like shit only because of that, only because they can save some money, I think that's wrong and unethical. And yeah, some of you would say, yeah, but you know, people there are having such a bad time, and hard, you know, hard-working people don't find jobs and whatever. You know, that's each country's problem. I think it was the same here, and I think the best option for every country would be that to keep their people there, try to educate them, try to specialize them, and try to build their own products. And I'm telling you this from my country's perspective, and I will name it now because some of you have guessed I'm from Romania. And in Romania, every company that was outsourcing has gone bad, and it's not doing good at the moment. But the companies that had their own products, and I can say, for example, Bitdefender, which is the best antivirus company in the world, they are doing a really great job. And you know, that's because they built something for themselves. And this is something that I realized I need to do the same, and I encourage all of you to actually do the same, because there will be a moment when you will just get dumped, no matter how good you are at what you do, and it will be because of the costs. They don't care. They want more money, and they see you as a resource. They see you as a, call it like a motorcycle piece in the engine. They don't care that much about you. They can replace you with something else, and if they find something cheaper that can go on, they don't need to go on for 100 years. But if it goes on for a year, they don't care. They're going to replace you with that cheaper resource. But if you work for yourself, then you get to choose who you work with, on what terms, and you know, you're your own boss. Some people may say, yeah, but you work harder. Okay, you work harder, but at the same time you are in control of your path, of your life, of your work. There's also something that, for sure, it's something that you're going to love doing it, because you know, that's the thing that is driving people to have their own thing. And just imagine, like when you were kids, you did what you wanted, right? like when you were playing, you built your own sandcastle as you wanted, you had your own games as you wanted, but then you grew up and suddenly somebody else was coming to you and was saying, now you're going to build something for me like I want to be built. And you know, maybe it's something exciting at the beginning, but after 10 years I can assure you it's not, and it's actually making you feel bad. You know, you feel like you don't have any accomplishment, you're not satisfied with the work you do anymore, because most of the time after a while you start doing what you don't like doing support, you know, doing, I don't know, like if you're a mechanic, fixing things that you don't like to fix. So yeah, I think it gives you more freedom to do what you want when you work for yourself. And of course, maybe you're not going to get paid that well, but then you will have more time. And at least in my country, there's so many ways to fill that time with, like, you can get independent with the food and start to grow your own food. I do that for already a few years now. And for example, now I just wait for my tomatoes to get ripped and have a bite from them, because they're very tasty. So yeah, it's this is something I wanted to share with you guys, and I hope you get me. I hope you also feel the same as I do. It's just a heads up I wanted to give to all of you, that better start building your own thing, because we live harsh times, unpredictable, very fast pace changing. So yeah, take care guys, and we'll see next week. I hope I can make another film next week. God bless you all, take care of yourselves, and just remember one more last thing. There's a verse in the Bible, I'm quoting because I know it in Romanian, but I don't know it in English, but it's saying whatever, it's saying something like that you should better stop stealing, start working, and this way have enough to provide to other people. And the reason for that is that you know, when you work for yourself, then you will have enough to also help others. So that's it guys, take care and see you next week.